So my name is Ninthu and I post true crime and chit chat videos twice a week and occasionally post vlogs and fashion related content. So if that's the type of content you're into, make sure to hit that bell button so that you stay notified every time that I post. So today I'm going to talk about simple lifestyle changes that will ultimately lead to a better life and just more positive experiences for you throughout the day. Okay, so just a disclaimer, I'm not an expert at how to live life and I can't give you a step-by-step guide as to what you should do, but I can share with you what I've done to make me feel a lot more content and more confident with who I am and what I'm doing. Okay, so first and foremost, one of the things that my friends always point out to me is that whenever I have any ideas or anything that I want to do, I just kind of go for it, whether it's starting a business or starting to post public content on Instagram and YouTube and stuff. So basically, I just always follow my words with actions. So the question becomes, where do you find the confidence to put yourself vulnerable to all these people's opinions? So basically, my thought process through all of this is that people are going to judge either way. Like, no matter what you do, what you say, or like who you are, there's always going to be people just giving their 2 cents and their opinion, even though like no one asked. So I just feel like there's no reason to second guess yourself and like put your passions aside because you're too afraid of what other people will think. Also, you need to realize that everyone thinks they're the main characters of their own lives, and everyone has things going on behind the scenes and that they're too focused on to even really focus on what you're doing in a sense. So, you thinking about what other people are going to think for you going after something you're passionate about has more to do with your self doubt than it does with other people. The only person holding you back from your dreams and your aspirations is literally yourself and your mindset. And guys, don't think for a second that like this doesn't apply to me too, because for years I stopped myself from living the way I want to because I was so afraid of what other people thought and just constantly felt like I was being judged when I literally wasn't. And like it was all just like my mindset. Like I would tell myself I don't have the YouTube personality, that I'm not like pretty enough to be posting publicly on like Instagram and trying to grow my platform, which was complete bogus and pretty much just me self sabotaging myself. Now, I do think that the idea of starting something that might end up failing is another thing that really holds people back. But I heard this quote a few years ago, which really like changed my perspective on failure and just like helped me get through my own failures. But yeah, so the quote goes, failure is not the opposite of success, it's actually a part of it. Now I know this is such like a simple quote, but if you really think about it, it holds so much truth because there's so many like entrepreneurs and successful business people that have had so many of their past ideas fail until they finally found one that really works and that has brought them so much fulfillment. And I think this quote really stuck with me because at the time that I saw it, I was like coming up from something I thought was a personal failure, and it just completely shifted my mindset towards it. And you also need to realize that these failures that we're so afraid of brings us so many lessons and kind of just makes us take another path towards our goals and aspirations that we wouldn't necessarily before, but it could be way more fulfilling than the first path we were on. Okay, so I rambled a lot, but I don't think I really explained what I do to keep myself content and positive about my life experiences throughout my days. So let's get this party started. Okay, so firstly, I started like writing in a gratitude journal last year, and I've noticed that this has actually made me a lot more happy throughout my day. And I just find happiness in the most small and like randomest things nowadays. Like if the sky looks pretty, or like if I get to get an iced coffee, or if I just have like a random conversation with like the stranger and like it somehow just makes my day. So I definitely think you guys should start a gratitude journal. Even if you guys don't get an actual like journal, you guys can literally write 3 to 5 things you're grateful for in a notebook or literally just loose papers sitting around your house, and you will notice a shift in your mindset and just like your mood in your everyday life. I also want to add, even if you like miss a day of writing gratitude, it's fine, like keep going on. I missed like I think a week last year, and then I just completely stopped because for me, it's just like when I don't do it for a week, then I just feel like I can't do it anymore because like my gratitude journal basically had the dates and like I just felt like I failed at it. But literally just keep going, guys. Like I'm doing it properly now. Even if I miss a day, I don't care. I still go on with it. And it literally just makes you see the good in like the little things in life. Another thing that I do, which I've noticed has helped me change my mindset on the way I view myself and also just see myself in a better light is affirmations. So I know what you guys are thinking. Affirmations are not enough to make you this whole new person magically, but I'm telling you guys, it's not, but it really does help. So basically, a personal example of mine is like I kept putting off my G test for driving, and I just didn't drive in general because it gave me crippling anxiety. Like, I don't know why, the thought of it just made me so anxious and I just couldn't do it. So then for months I started repeating in my head and sometimes out loud that I'm an amazing driver and I'm literally the best driver out there. And boo boo, I don't know if I'm the best driver out there, but I do know I don't feel as anxious driving anymore. I was able to get my G without freaking out, and I'm able to just like drive around without having a panic attack. So I definitely think the affirmations do work. And like when I do drive, if I find myself getting anxious, I just start repeating to myself that I'm an amazing driver. And then it kind of like just goes away. So the thing with affirmations like this one, yeah, you can say it all you want, but you also have to just like work towards it. So it's kind of like you're manifesting while affirming to yourself that you're great at what you do or like whatever the affirmation is. Whereas if you just tell yourself I'm beautiful every single day, which I do that also, it just kind of like goes into your subconscious when you do it enough, and like it's not as forced and you just feel beautiful as a whole, so like it ultimately boosts your confidence. The last point I want to add is to find a hobby. Now I can't speak for everyone when I say this, but I really feel like my generation does not have hobbies anymore. Like we're all trying to have a big come up, or like just trying to like find different ways to make money and just like making all these money moves, but like, what are we really doing to keep ourselves sane? Like, you know, in those icebreaker games where you're asked what your hobby is? Like, what do you even say? Because, like, I used to not know what to say and just make things up. Or, like, I would just be like, my hobby is talking with my friends. Like, yeah, that's a good pastime, but that's not really a hobby in a sense. Anyways, I think that we should all find at least one hobby that keeps us happy and kind of feel at peace. So for me, this would be my creative outlets, which would be painting, writing, and reading. Oh, and I also want to add, start living in the present. Like, stop just always thinking about the future. Like, stop thinking like, okay, once I reach this point, I'll be happy. Because odds are, once you do reach that point, you're gonna have a whole nother goal in place and you're just not gonna feel fully fulfilled. Okay, so I've talked a lot in this video and I really hope you guys found it even the slightest bit insightful. Before I end off the video, I just want to ask you guys a question to get your minds kind of turning a bit. So, say today, like right now, you find out that you only have one day to live. Would you be happy with the life you've lived thus far? If your answer is no, just really think about why and what you can do to turn this around. And I really hope you know that like putting yourself first and putting your mental health first is the furthest thing from selfish. Take care of yourself and don't lose your shine in the chaos of other people. And that concludes my video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and like always, keep shining.